See, I had to do another poll so it didn't catch me looking retarded. But so I don't know how you came into this page, how you came to this video. But if you want a page, then you know it's under the chakras, right? So one is SHAKRA and the other one is CHAKRAS. So now I'm gonna show you why, because this is all Hindu, right? And this is, they don't use English characters, you feel me? English alphabet. So I'm gonna show you how correspondence works, right? And how vibration works. Because that's from the Vedic Sanskrit, right? And I'm gonna show you how it corresponds with English, because you can't take something as sacred as, you know, the arts of meditation and all these things that corresponds with enlightenment, and think that just because the people change, that the energy on that's gonna change. It never does. That's why when Hebrew Israelites argue and people say, "But do you speak this? And what was the original language?" And it's like, look, I speak Hebrew, but I mean, you speak English, so I'm gonna talk to you in this language because this is a translation, And we can always say, well, what if they change this and that? Well, if was a fifth, you know what I'm saying? You're supposed to be smarter than that. We melanated, we link to everything. But so chakra, one chakra, SHAKRA is the complete chakra. That's when all energies is one. You get me? And that's because, and that's the complete triangle. And a triangle always represents completion. 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. It represents completion, or the Holy Trinity. And they always say, well, what is God? If God is Jesus, what is God? Well, he's the Godhead. Oh, so you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Trinity. So it's always going to be a pyramid. So it's like this. When your energies hit a point, they make a chakra. It's not a circle. It's a triangle. That's a chakra. One triangle is a chakra. And it's that because of Shiva, Lord Shiva, which is the supreme being. They don't use the letter S in the Vedic Sanskrit. So why does it correspond with one chakra being an S, and that's for Shiva, but then the chakras, SHAKRAS, are spelt with a C because of circle. They don't have the C in the Vedic Sanskrit. But why is it spelled with a C? And why is the definition of a chakra a circle and a wheel? And when it's not, it's a triangle. Because while you're operating in your chakras are not all one, as in it's not all operating through your soul star, which is your 8th chakra, but it's really at the bottom of you, but symbolically it's above you. But when you're working through all of them independently, even if you lit and woke and everything, you're still a progress. You're evolution. That's why you're a circle. That's what evolution is. That's why we live in time, so that in time we evolve. If it wasn't inside infinity, it'd be stretched out and we wouldn't evolve. We would just spread out. You see how that makes sense? But understand that what I'm saying about chakra and chakras is absolutely true. But it's really just common sense. But somebody's going to use too much common sense and be like, well, nah, because they don't even have the S and the C. That's like Jesus couldn't have been the name because, they didn't speak Yeah, well, the name is Yahweh Shai. But guess what the essence is? Christ, Christos. So if you say Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shai, Jesus the Christos, you know what I mean? Also, but that's Zeus, but still, though, if you Christos it, then you're talking about Christ. It's, it's the same thing. It's like, no matter what language you translate stuff to, the energy on it is bigger than the language. Because all these, like I said, all these mathematical equations can't come to Earth because it'll blow the Earth up probably because it defies physics, but it can vibrate down as a poetic thought. So numbers can turn into words and thoughts and principles. The Noble Drew Ali taught you that with universal mathematics, dealing with numbers, but you're really dealing with principles. You associate numbers with words and principles. You see what I'm saying? That's how great people think. So you always got to know that you would be able to translate something. You feel me? So that's why I said chakras. So I guess I just talk about the chakras, tell you about the system, right? Even though you probably already know. You feel me? But you should be willing to listen because I am. Because When a teacher becomes a student, that's when he graduated. And that is some more stuff that I heard from Brother Panic, because I'm not going to take credit for anything that is not me. But check this out though. Man, my kids and they're watching It. I hate that movie. I'm talking about the new one and the old. But so okay, you got 187, 186 or 187, 72 in the pineal, 7 lying in your body. You got an 8th chakra, which is your soul star. This is what you're working on. Like when you do heart chakra work, that light you picture coming down, that's coming from the soul star. People say you're working on it, but you're not. I really don't think you're working on it, because it's your soul and you don't really use your soul. I mean, I don't know, maybe use your soul when you die if you ever evolve or something, but your soul is the first dimension. Your soul gets powered when the 7th dimension locks to it, and that's what locks us in time. And without locking, it's like spread out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But by locking it, it's making it airtight so that that's why we live in time. That's why I said the sun is not part of our reality, because it's not inside our circle. You know what I mean? It's outside of time. The light hits us, but the essence of that thing hits us. But that thing itself, I don't know, whatever. But so your chakras are colors of everything. These colors inside you are the vibrating lights. When people say, man, we're just beams of light, and they're not gods, they're lights, and da-da-da. Well, this is why you're a light, because of your chakras. But that light expresses as the poetic expression that we call flesh. You get what I'm saying? Like your flesh, because you're the evolution of that expression. You get what I'm saying? Like, don't get it twisted and think the higher up is the more better. Whoa, did I just say more better? You know what? I'm going to stick to more better. Don't think because the 7th dimension is the highest up that it's the most betterest. You get what I'm saying? Because that's just the potential of thought. That means that the power is just, the thought of it is just magnificent. But what came from that? The thought that was thought. That's the special part of the potential. The potential is a higher vibration, but the thought is more special. But then what did that thought think? It was a word. And what did that word say? The 5th dimension was the astral world. And so that word was, that vibration, that was the thought, was a word. And that word was, you can do anything in the 5th dimension, which is a lower vibration than thought. But what would you rather exist as? A vibrating thought, or something in the astral world making nirvanas on top of nirvanas and heavens on top of heavens? You know what I'm saying? But that's just a thought. That's an actual projection. You feel me? Who is that special to? The person sleeping, which is you in your flesh body, vibrating this stuff in your sleep from your chakras. But when you wake up and you're alive in reality, then you express that as the ultimate expression of a light vibration, which is a flesh person. You dig? So that's what your chakras are. They're the inside of the expression of flesh. So paying attention to the colors is important. It's not just colors. Your root chakra is important. It's not, man, that's your root chakra. That's where the demons is at. No, that's your root to reality. That's why the first thing that happens when you're born is this fake light hits your skin and it touches your blood. When you first born, it touches your blood. And what it's doing is aligning with all of your chakras, making you accept this physical reality. You know what I'm saying? Because you're still a divine thing when you're a baby. You have no perception. You automatically understand. You know why? Because of principle. Because things may vary by degree, but on a higher plane, these opposites are identical. So a baby that's just born knows absolutely nothing. They're completely know nothing. So on a higher level, that means they're absolutely brilliant. They know every single thing. You see how that works? You see how when you just use correspondence, I was like, wow, that makes sense. Of course it does. But so your soul, like I said, is white. More correspondence. The first expression, period, the first physical expression was something that you could see, but you can't see, which was black. That's the first thing. So that's positive. So the first thing that you can actually see was an expression of that positive, which was a negative, which was light, the positive and the negative. So light, so the dark is original, and that's I'm talking about black, triple black. Triple black. That's the original. So the negative of a black would be white. That's why if you cut on the camera and say negative and you cut the light on and you cut the negative on to turn all bright, the negative of black is white. So they're the same color. But then, because they're opposite, so they're the same color. But then white and purple are the same colors too. So you see how your soul starts at the bottom and it's all pure white. But it corresponds with your crown chakra, which is the top. That's why we're able to look up and picture our crown chakra, our soul star above us when we do heart chakra, because of correspondence. Correspondence that was already corresponding through colors before you was even born. You see what I'm saying? Same thing the horoscopes do. These things are already corresponding with natural stuff. The horoscopes correspond with, pull you in stuff. But how long I've been talking? I ain't even gonna do the math, because I can do the math from the time, but I ain't. So look at your root chakra. That's red, right? So that's your blood. That's original. That's where all your knowledge is. That's why the Akashic record is linked to your blood. That's why you have all the knowledge in creation in your go gas, which is in your root chakra, because red and root is associated with blood. So you can associate red with brown, because brown is like the blood of earth, because it's soil. You can associate red with black because of soil, dark black soil. You can associate red with like every color because of it being natural. And then orange and yellow, orange and yellow, which is the next two chakras, which is just regular nature of man. That's what it is. It's nature. It's fall, where you see all of the colors. All of the colors happen in fall. That's why those two colors, your sacral chakra and your solar plex, that's why they look like those two colors, because they represent all of the colors. So this is all of your humanity within these two chakras. Green is the vibration, the hue of balance. And of course, it's the Christ consciousness, and Christ is balance. That's why he's in between turn the other cheek and eye for an eye. He's the balance in between those. So, and nature is also balance, because it's nature, and nature is natural. Natural is the most balanced thing. So now you see what perfection means. Perfection doesn't mean the best thing. Perfection means the balance that's perfect. You feel me? So green is actually the hue of every color too. So green is actually the hue of red too, because it's linked to nature, which is natural creation. And red is linked to nature, which is natural creation because of your blood. You see how everything starts to correspond? And then indigo, that's your pineal, right? So that's linked to the part of you that's clairvoyant or divine, and it's indigo. Mind you, indigo is what the original, what they call the settlers that came over here, the pilgrims, but the people that discovered America. The original gangsters, I guess, the original hood niggas, but that's what the fuck they was. They came over and took the land from the native folks. Mind you, this is how you know they were super black, because they called them Indians, not because of Indian people. They wasn't calling them Indians. They called them Indians because indigo, and the color indigo is so purple that it almost looked black. So now black folks know what I'm talking about, because we all know a nigga that's blue black. I know a nigga named Blue Black. So real, So now you see where the purple comes from. Indigo. Your throat blue because blue is regal. And it's because the hue itself, the picture a horn, right? Going, or the horn that they say whoever gonna blow in the Quran, when the world is over, they say so and so blows the trumpet. Well, you could picture that trumpet, that demanding trumpet that demands everything. That is the color hue. That is the color blue. You feel me? That's the royal regal color. That's why people associate blue, purple, and red all with divinity. All with like royalty. The purple because of the crown, the blue because of the regal demand of attention, and red because of the root. It roots you into, whatever. And that's why the chakras are the color they are. Not even, but that's not even it. But that's just why you should check in and holler at me. You feel me? Because through these meditations, that's what we do. We understand our chakras. Like, mind you, you got these channels that are waiting. That's why you do yoga, because you're waiting to align. You're trying to align these energies up so that they can meet at a point. But these are energetic channels. You can sit there, you can tune these channels to be the way you want. Period. Your body is not designed one way, period. Your body is designed to do anything you want. That's what the placebo effect is. You know? So I mean, stay woke, you did. Share this or something, you know. Or if you learn something, comment, say something, you know what I mean? So I could, because I remind you, I ain't got no followers in it. So this is on us to get me some followers.